It was 30 years ago this morning that we learned Greenfield native and auto racing champion Alan Kulwicki had been killed the night before in a plane crash. The tragedy sent shock and sadness across the motorsports world just months after Kulwicki had accomplished the unthinkable, winning the NASCAR Cup Series with a small, underfunded team. In our Sunday morning spotlight, Emerson Lehman shares how Kulwicki's legacy of hard work, dedication, and passion continues to inspire.
Inside an over 17,000 square foot shop in HUSTISFORD, Wisconsin, Johnny Safro has some pretty cool toys.
We've got the Arden car. The one next to it is the Arden powered car. Another one's a tribute to a modified that my dad used to run back in the 60s.
Perhaps his most treasured set of four wheels in the bunch.
This is the second stock car that I've owned.
With a Ford V8 engine, 720 horsepower, 525 pounds of torque, and a 4-speed transmission, this 1992 Ford Thunderbird stock car hums. It's a ride Safro knows how to get around a racetrack.
First time we ran it at Road America, we were past time in the historic stock car group, won the class.
But it's not the success of the current driver that makes this number 7 special. Just take a look in the rearview mirror.
There, Kulwicki's on the inside of straighter, got position, and he maintained into turn number 3.
Alan Kulwicki sits on the throne when it comes to Wisconsin racing royalty. The Greenfield native did the unthinkable in 1992, becoming the first Wisconsinite to win the NASCAR Cup Series Championship. Motorsports journalist Jim Trado remembers the November day clearly.
While I sat in the grandstands and he won the NASCAR Cup Championship, that validated a lot of things for me, because up until that moment, if you asked me even that day, that morning, do you think he's got a shot? My answer would have been, I don't know.
Driving for the small team he owned by himself, Kulwicki was able to defeat NASCAR greats, including Bill Elliott, Dale Earnhardt, Mark Martin, and more. His victory a true David versus Goliath scenario in the present-day motorsports scene.
He had 16 employees when he won the Cup Championship. Other teams had 80 or 90. He had such a drive and determination that the focus he had and what he was able to accomplish.
Accomplishments tragically short-lived.
That was all taken away 4 months later.
April 1st, 1993, a date the NASCAR community will never forget.
When that plane went down and that phone rang at 10:30 that evening, and I was told the news, and I was shook to the core. There's no way Alan could die. He built all this. He's now starting to enjoy it a little bit.
Traveling from a sponsor event in Knoxville, Tennessee, Kulwicki and 3 others were killed in a plane crash. At 38 years old, the champion's passing left the motorsports world with heavy hearts to mend, memories to cherish, and a legacy to carry on.
One of his final interviews talked about giving back to kids and being a role model. That has played through in a lot of different areas as well.
30 years after his death, Kulwicki is fulfilling his wish. As the first NASCAR champion with a college degree, engineering scholarships have been set up in his name at the University of North Carolina, Charlotte, and the University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee. Every year, the Kulwicki Driver Development Program awards thousands of dollars in scholarship money to young, up-and-coming racers in an effort to help advance their careers, just as the driver of the number 7 car once did.
Alan Kulwicki meant a lot to a lot of people. I don't think there's been a more impactful guy that has raced where I grew up and followed through.
Today, Trado can't help but smile as he looks back at the memories with the Polish prince.
Alan wins the race. We all go bull rush and victory lane.
Acknowledge his role in helping the Kulwicki legacy race on.
I feel I have a small role to play in that because the Racing Roundup show I host had Alan on in '85. What I always like to do is I like to go back and if there's somebody to talk to or talk about Alan. So I made it I guess one of my goals is for the next 30 years, people can see what we did on YouTube. People can see things like this program and say, wow, that was pretty cool. I learned more about that guy.
It's a task he hopes to accomplish with the help of racers like Johnny Safro.
I got to run the car at Pocono. The last race he won the race in, and where he wrecked the car. I had a cameraman come up to me who was a cameraman back when Alan was running. And he said that I brought tears to his eyes when I was starting to shift the car coming off of 3.
I love the passion Johnny has as a racer to say, I bought it to race, now I'm learning the value of it, I appreciate it. He's really a patron for us now. Imagine wherever he goes, he's got to tell the story or listen to others tell their Alan Kulwicki stories, which I think is great. He's a perfect guy for that.
The guys saying down here.
2 Wisconsinites with a love for motorsports and an appreciation for one of racing's greatest hometown heroes.
Alan's car is bigger than life for me. Yeah, I'm the current curator of the car. I'm trying to take care of it the best I can. I want to keep his legacy going and try to do it the right way, the way he would want it or would do it himself. And to me, it's important for the family and all the fans, and it's an honor.
Alan Kulwicki wins the Food City 500. The two races in the road.